guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Lovealadijonnaise. Welcome back to another Friday, another weekend, and of course to another amazing episode with an amazing guest. Sam, baby, how are you?
Hello everyone, I hope you're good on this weekend. I'm fine, my love. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Still very excited and happy to have this little sweet girl next to us. We are incredibly happy. Could you please give
Yes,
another
of
presentation
course.
to her?
We are happy again that we have Mariana with us, and today we're gonna talk with her about a very interesting topic that I can say that sadly it takes some people time to realize what is going on in their lives. And but first, welcome Mariana again. We're so happy to have you.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me again. I'm super excited to share with you about this important topic that happens to a lot of people more than we know, and it's really
Crucial.
yeah, it's really crucial that we discuss and we generate a lot of awareness in these situations.
Yeah, also because I believe nowadays it's like a trend. I will even dare to call it a
Oh my
trend.
God,
Literally, yes,
yes.
because from 10, well, first of all, we're going to be talking about toxic relationships. And for, I think actually, like from 10 couples that you know, 7 are toxic and they don't even know it.
Yeah, they don't even know it because we believe that we have to be in this horrible situation to be in a toxic relationship, but no, there are also like little details that are toxic that you can invisibilize.
Invisibilize, yeah.
Okay.
That you can invisibilize easily, and no, you have to be really aware of those.
Yeah, very, very aware, and also as we were mentioning it a bit before start recording, has to be with your mental health,
Yeah.
and it affects
Totally.
you a lot, seriously, a lot.
Yes, and I feel like also another thing that I remembered, a lot of people go into a relationship just because they want to be in a relationship and they don't want to be single, because they're like, all my friends are in a relationship, I'm single, what do I do? And then they get into a relationship, but they don't know, like sometimes it can happen that is a toxic one, and they just stay there, you
Yeah.
know, and they don't.
Sure.
It takes them like super long to realize and get out, and yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big process, a really sad process, hard for the person who is in the toxic relationship, and more harder to the people around,
The
the close friends and family.
family and
It,
Yeah.
it tends to be sad actually for
Yeah.
people that are around. But for example, I don't know, maybe you would like to start with something, couple of comments about toxic
Yeah, sure.
relationships.
I would like to start by my own definition of what a toxic relationship can be.
Yeah.
For me, is two people relating or having this relationship from a place of really big pain, emptiness, and also loving from a scar. Meaning that maybe when you were little, something traumatic happened to you, and you start creating this pattern when you look for a person that makes you replicate that hard time in your life, so you're loving that person
so
from a scar.
basically that you're seeking for pain
Yeah.
by getting addicted.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a misconception of what love is.
Yeah, completely. I completely agree because you start understanding that love has to be like that just because sometimes it's even with the first love, you know, your first love you don't have the luck and it
Yeah.
tends to be like that, and you understand that love is like that, and if you're not suffering, you're not enjoying, and that is not love. So it's very interesting actually. It's very tricky because I mean, as a human being, you know that it's not a correct thing, but still somehow your mind, your body tricks yourself and you start believing the opposite.
That's what we talked in a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, thank you. That mind is very tricky, and our brain, like, it's so hard to understand how our brain works, and it tricks us in a second.
Yeah.
And that's
That's true.
how it's like telling you, oh, this pattern of love, that's what love is, and that's why you keep seeking and seeking for those toxic relationships.
Yeah, totally. And well, so you come to this world without knowing what love is and without knowing how to be a partner. So that means that you learn since you are little how to love and how to create these relationships. And you take examples from your parents, from movies, books, songs, and society in general. And if you are looking at dysfunctional, how can I say it, examples of that, you will grow with that misconception of what love is, as I said earlier. So it's really hard and it's really tricky actually. So you have to be able to learn to be really like researching, knowing yourself, reading a lot in order to see what is a lie and what is true and what your concept of love, of healthy love is.
Yeah, agree completely. And for example, what will be to you the red flags? You know, like the first signs that you are maybe inside a toxic relationship.
To recognize.
To recognize, what will be maybe for you like the first signs you will take in account?
Ooh, oh my god, there are a lot. One of those would be if it makes you cry more than it makes you laugh.
No.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's
actually.
a deep one.
Yeah, that's a deep one. If you're with a person that it's making you cry,
More than laugh, it's like, dude.
yeah, I mean, that's a really big red flag, no?
Yeah.
When they invalidate your feelings, when they ignore you, I once wrote a tweet that it said this. When you're with a person that ignores you, not only your text message or maybe you're telling that person something and they ignore it, no. They ignore who you are, your dreams, your hopes, and the whole you. If they ignore that, that's a really big red flag too.
Yeah. Like to put a lot of attention. Also, I will say that if in the relationship you are not feeling, I don't know, it's just like how you feel. If you're not feeling that you have the freedom to say whatever you need to and whatever you feel, I think that's also kind of red flag, because it means like you're not having the confidence with the other person that is enough in order to make a successful couple.
Yeah, also if you have to sacrifice your belief systems, meaning that maybe for you it's really important, I don't know, to have quality time, and you ask for that, but that person is like, I know I won't give you quality time because my time is so, important.
To me, I'm so precious that who are you? Why would I care about you?
And you are like, okay, I have to love him because he's my partner, and that thing is something important for me, but I don't care, so I will accept that. And you are sacrificing your ideas and your conceptions of life in the name of love. I mean, that's a red flag too. And also, when you have to ask for love all the time, meaning that they're ignoring you, your needs, so you have to do these calls of attention that normally you wouldn't do, but you have to,
Just so that they give you attention.
They give you attention, they give you love. It's almost like you are yelling and you are like, please love me, see me.
Yeah.
That's a red flag too. And all these relationships are so codependent. I mean, you create these boundaries with a person that you feel like you're gonna die if you're not with them.
With them, exactly.
And you feel also that because of your love, that person will change. So you are like, okay, maybe he is not meeting my needs, but he one day would realize who I am and how much I love him because I give him so much. He will give me back that. So one day he might change. Maybe not today, but one day. So you create this fictional world, amazing world, with someday he will be your Prince Charming, but actually that's not reality. I mean,
that day never comes.
That day never comes. So you start creating these dreams and you start living in a fantasy. So if you think more about your fantasy and the future instead of paying attention to what is actually happening right now, that's another red flag.
Yeah.
So basically, like, that people start, as you said, creating their fantasy, their fiction of what love
Yeah.
is, of relationship, of life. But they do it, I think, subconsciously.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
sure.
not conscious of that, and then they're like avoiding situation and ignoring what's going on, and they just stay in a relationship like that, and they just don't want to go out.
Yeah, sure. Because I mean, for my experience, I mean, I did it in some unconscious way, but I did it. I was also so conscious about the situation that I consciously decided to ignore that. I was like, okay, he might not be the person that I want to be with. He is being kind of, I don't want to say abusive, but well, yeah, let's say abusive. So, but I will ignore that because no, I don't want to pay attention to that.
Because you're like, he's gonna change.
He's gonna
one
change.
day.
So you start giving opportunities, a lot of opportunities.
No, yes.
A lot. I mean, and you forgive what is unforgivable for you. Like, that would be something that right now, as a, let's say, healthy person, I would never forgive. But because you are in that situation where you are totally blind.
Made you change your beliefs and for what you stand for, that you forgave some things that in reality you were like, dude, I would never forgive
Yeah,
you.
yeah, because you believe that love is everything, that love has to forgive everything, that you do everything in the name of love, of this passionate and amazing love that one day will give back something to you. But that they never happen, as we said.
No, I know, and actually, as what we were talking about, like the feeling of being attached to that person and blinding yourself, and how people around you, everyone sees what you're not seeing.
So it's totally true. I mean, if people around you are telling you that the person you are with is the demon, you have to listen, even though you don't want to and you get super mad because they don't know your partner. You have to listen because they are seeing things that you don't because you are so involved in that situation that you cannot see the reality of it. So you have to listen, even though it hurts. You have to listen.
Yeah, that you're so blind that you don't realize what's going on. In me, from being like that friend telling like he's bad for you, he's toxic and that, it's just like I would say to people, if your friends or family are telling you that, don't think that they want bad for you or that they want you to break up with this person just because they want to. No, they want something good for you and they're doing it for your own good. And please, if you're in this situation, try to think about it. Like, why would your parents want something that's bad for you? They don't want, their parents, they love you. Why would your friends, the closest one, want something bad for you? They don't. So if they're telling you that, you just like, okay, sit down, talk to them, listen to them. Why do they think? And maybe they're gonna make you realize all the red flags that you can't see because you're blind.
Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah, it's like you don't see the big picture, as some people would call it. Sometimes we are just focused in what we are seeing, and of course we don't have this point of view from outside what is surrounding us that some people that are very attached to us and that they really love us, they can see. So it's like the importance of seeing like the big picture, I would call it. So you know literally actually what is going on and what you should do and when you should start changing or trying to change something. I think that's a very important part.
Yeah.
And also the thing is how these toxic relationships can even affect you on a mental level. And when do you know like it's actually starting to be even to threat your life, you know, and how to classify, because actually now I saw that you open, I know what that thing is, how to classify what type of abuse you're receiving and what type of toxic relationships you're receiving, because there are even two levels that you should be aware that it could be even threatening to your life.
Okay, here in Mexico, we learn in high school, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
high
in
school
high
when we
school.
saw that.
This thing called, how can we say it in English?
The violence metrics.
Yeah,
if you
it's
call
a
it
way
like that.
to measure or to see the level of violence you are living in. actually the word violence, sometimes it's really like, it's a really scary word, and you are like, you believe that violence is when someone is hitting you or you're having physical abuse, but no, I mean,
It's also mental.
it's also mental and little things. And I would like you to hear the things that comes from a place where you can, it says here that you have to be aware of, there are these tiny little red flags, little things. For example, when they do jokes that hurt you. Here in Mexico, it's so common that...
Yeah, it's a common
here in Mexico,
thing.
we'd say carrilla. I don't know.
No, there's no translation, actually.
There's no
carrilla.
translation, but you joke about the other person and you mock them. And
Yeah, you kind of make fun of the person.
Yeah.
Like on a mean way, but not really mean it. It's kind of hard because there's like we call it carrilla sana.
yeah.
And when it's like carrilla that is actually really mean, because carrilla sana could be maybe your own family can be doing to yourself. Maybe you wake up and your hair is like this, and they start telling you, "Oh, but the boiler exploded" or something.
Yeah.
Literally, but it's like a healthy one because like they're not meaning it. But there's actually one moment. I think that's what you
Yeah.
want to say that
Where it
it's
stops
so
being
often.
funny.
Yeah, it stops
And
being
it's
fun.
hurtful.
Yeah.
So
It hurts.
if
It's
a
more
person...
like not dark humor, but
yeah,
you
it's
know.
hurting you. So if your partner is doing jokes about things that hurt you, but he's like, it's a joke. I mean, why are you getting mad? I'm joking. But it hurts you. It means that it's important that that person stops, because they are messing up with you and with things that are, how can I say, sensible for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a way of violence, actually. So you have to be really aware of that and tell the person to stop. And if they respect that and they stop, it's okay. But what happens if not?
it continues.
It continues.
And it grows into a bigger thing.
It grows into a bigger thing. The thing with this tool that we're discussing is that it comes from the idea that if you allow these little things, they can become to big things, such as I don't know, rape, threaten you that they will kill you if you leave them.
Uh-huh.
So you have to be really aware so that little violence doesn't grow to bigger things.
Yeah, and not only like they're gonna kill you if you leave them, but also I will consider that when they start telling you, "Oh, it's just like if you leave me, I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah, also.
Oh,
Like,
that's even...
It's a way of
no.
sabotaging yourself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's actually...
Imagine telling a person, I'm gonna kill myself because you're leaving me. And imagine that person really kills themselves. What did you do to another person?
Yeah.
You ruined their life because they're gonna think it's their fault that that person killed themselves.
Yeah, true. So it's a really delicate issue and situation. Also, if they are jealous,
Yes.
jealousy.
Jealousy.
Is another thing. You have to be really aware of this. It's not normal for a person to be jealous. If they're telling you how to dress, if they're telling you that maybe you're in a party, you say hi to you're a girl and you say hi to a male friend, and they are like, he likes you. I see the way he saw you,
So
and
basically dictating you to who you are allowed to say hi or hang out and to with who not.
and he makes you feel uncomfortable with you being around your friends alone. I mean, that's not okay. That's not okay. Love, healthy love, is freedom. It's like the same word, freedom, love, because you have to be able to allow the other person be himself, herself, do their lives. From my point of view, I believe that a healthy relationship is you have your world, I have my world, and we have our common world. Mm-hmm. We are not one world. No. I mean, I have my life, my past, my present, my future. You have yours. And in somewhat, we come to a common point and we share. That's it. We walk together this pattern of life, and that's a beautiful thing about healthy love. But in the toxic way, it's like you're mine, I am yours, and we are just one person, one soul, one thing. Mm-hmm. No, that's not love.
Very important what you're saying, because sometimes some couples, they believe like when you get to know the person, everything you're doing has to be together, and everything has to be at the same time together, and if you're not thinking about the other person, then you're wrong and everything. No, I mean, it's as you were saying, there's a common world that you are gonna, well, if it's a healthy relationship, everything, and it's true love, you're gonna share with this person forever.
Yeah.
But also having in mind that besides that, you have your own private world, and that person has his own private world, and they should continue to be like that, because it has to be a balance.
As we mentioned in like plenty of episodes, have your own me time, have your own personal life and your goals, dreams, and also have the balance between like, I want to hang out with other people and I want to hang out with you.
Yeah, and not only, for example, nowadays that we are hanging out, that of course we are not married and everything, we're still young and everything, it's like the hangouts and everything. It's not necessary, it's not mandatory that you take your couple with you to every hangout. If you feel like inviting your boyfriend or girlfriend, invite them.
But if you don't,
But if you don't feel like, you're not forced to invite them, to bring them
as
to,
well as them.
exactly, because there are some couples that are like that. It's like, why didn't you invite me? And
I want to go.
Yeah.
And then they'll start saying your friends don't like me.
And no, and that's toxic. Even though it's not this big red flag with you're having like violence,
But
physical
it can
abuse.
grow.
It
to
can grow
something
because
bigger.
that's not healthy. To want to control the other person, that's not love. Of course, it's not.
yeah, and also has to be. I was remembering, for example, now that we're talking about something about parties, like there are some guys that they even tell the girl how to dress and how not to dress, like when the girl is completely free to dress however she wants.
Oh, I have an example from my own family. We had a wedding from one of my cousins. My family is big, and I have my cousin, was it the guy or the girl? No, the girl, the guy. And I have another cousin, the girl, she's already married and that. And she wanted to be in a dress and super nice and cute and pretty for the wedding, as everyone wants to be at the wedding. And then her husband told her, like, no, change yourself and put yourself pants.
What?
Because I don't want other guys to look at your like legs or something. I wasn't there when that happened. My mom told me. I was like, but why? And my mom was like, because I don't know, she changed. She was in a very beautiful dress.
And she changed.
Yeah, she wasn't showing like a lot of legs or boobies or anything. She was like dressed appropriate for the wedding. And then she had to like change and wear like a elegant blouse and elegant like pants that are also appropriate. And it's her husband.
No, if you allow that, imagine what that person believes that can control of your life. I mean, those little things that, for example, you give them the permission to control your life, to tell you and dictate what you can do and you cannot do, it's part of being in a toxic relationship. And as we said, that can grow to a different place where it's bigger, the violence, but you are sacrificing things that are important for you, that make you feel good, your self-esteem, and actually you're giving them what, as I said earlier, the permission to, I forgot the idea.
To control you.
Not to control, but yeah, your essence. What it's you're giving them your essence. So I mean, no, if they are trying to tell you, you cannot wear that, you cannot see that friend, you cannot text that, you cannot be alone in a, I don't know, work meeting, you cannot go out with your friends without me. I mean,
that's so toxic.
That you have to stop for a minute.
That's why I was like surprised when that happened to my cousin. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it was mind blowing. I was so surprised that I just didn't know how to react.
Yeah, because it's like, what should I do?
Exactly. She went and changed, and I was like,
yeah.
No.
And starts affecting on a mental level at some point.
Yeah, sure. You develop depression, anxiety, maybe suicidal thoughts, because a toxic relationship is pain, and you believe that being in love, it's being in pain, which of course is not. But you get used to that, and you get used to feeling pain. So of course, if you are in a place where you don't want to be, you start developing these mental illnesses such as depression,
anxiety,
and you don't even realize you have those. That happened to me.
Yeah.
I developed these illnesses, but I didn't realize. During quarantine, this became a thing, and a lot of podcasts and a lot of Instagram posts were talking about depression, anxiety, and I was once thinking like, I think I have that.
Yeah.
I might have that. So I went to therapy, and yeah, my therapist diagnosed me with that, and I was like, oh my God, I've been depressed for almost 3 years of my life, and I didn't realize that I was.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh my God,
mind blowing. It's, oh my God, it's something that, no, you cannot allow yourself that to be in that position. And I mean, being a responsible adult, it's having a lot of self-love and to love yourself a lot in order to respect who you are and not allowing anyone to dictate your worth and how much
and what you believe,
and nothing.
what you say, how to behave.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say another thing. There's this song that it's called Nothing in My Way, that it says a really true phrase about how you feel. So we can kind of understand what's going on in the mind of a person that is in a toxic relationship. It says, I don't want to go, but I don't want to stay. You know, you know that you cannot stay with that person, but at the same time you can go, because if you go, you die because you believe that no one will
It's
love
gonna
you.
be over, and all those horrible thoughts you have.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, it's gonna be a freedom for you.
But
when
you don't know that.
Exactly.
Because it's something that you don't know. You never experience freedom, healthy love. So because it's something that you don't know, your brain is like, something I don't know. Besides, versus something I know, I prefer to be in something I know.
Something I know, because something you don't know might sound scary for you, and that like you don't know how it's gonna be, but in reality, it can turn out that you leave, you go, and you're single for period of time, and then you find a healthy and a beautiful relationship.
And in order to find a healthy and beautiful relationship, you have to do some work on yourself.
Yeah. You need to seek for help.
Yes.
Exactly. That was actually something we were planning to talk about, because when is the right time? I mean, no one really knows when is the right time. But the thing is, like, also, I believe, like, nowadays we have stigmatized the fact of looking for mental health, because people, they believe like looking for a psychologist, psychiatrist,
because you're crazy.
Bad because you're crazy. No,
It's
literally,
normal.
it's normal, and I think every one of us should at some point go to therapy,
because it's knowing yourself.
Exactly. And also it's looking for help. I mean, sometimes we are not able to, whenever you're like seriously deep inside the hole, as I would call it, in a toxic relationship, or as in whatever thing in life, it's always good to try to find help, because people, as I was saying, they can see things that you cannot.
Yeah, and being close to a professional who actually knows the causes and the scientifical theory and terms,
and all those things,
it can be a really big help.
Yeah.
And you're not broken because you're in a toxic relationship. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're not different for other people. It's just something that happened to you. And mental illnesses are just that, an illness. It's like having a flu, maybe having fever. It's something that you can't work with. And you don't have to be afraid of taking medicine. It's a really, really, really good thing. I started taking antidepressants, and they helped me a lot. I'm really blessed that I had the opportunity to go to a psychiatrist. At the beginning, I was scared because I was like, I'm gonna take medicine.
It's not common, because yes, you take medicine for a flu and in 2 days you're fine, but people are more scared to take medicine for like mental illnesses.
And it's just to balance your chemistry in your brain. That's it. That's the only thing it gives. Yeah, that's the only thing it does. And to help you, for example, block some thoughts, obsessive thoughts, or help you to feel more relaxed. Of course, you have to take them with the guidance of a professional, a psychiatrist. You cannot
Mom, just like taking
Yeah,
and
like
taking.
taking
no,
like
no.
candy.
You can do. You have to do it with a person who study for that. But it's something that it's a taboo. It's something that
People don't talk.
don't talk about.
They don't like to talk about.
And when it's the right time to seek for help or to go to therapy with a professional, when you feel you're ready to. You cannot obligate anyone, even ourselves, that maybe we are not in that situation. We cannot obligate another person, our friend, or parents, whatever. We cannot. It's when that person decides that they want what is best for them, and it comes from a place of their own decision.
Yeah.
That's the right time. When you are, I have to be different, I have to change. So yeah, I mean, for me, that would be the path of getting out of toxic relationship, generating the conscious that you have to get away from that world of pain, and that you cannot do it alone. And you're not weak for seeking for help.
No, of course not.
You're not. And it's the best decision that you can do, like the best, because you get to understand and to see things in a different way, and you realize so many things that you miss or maybe that you decide to ignore, and it will help you not to be again in this kind of relationships. So yeah.
Very important. And also linking it to this, well, for those one of you guys that you don't know, well, Mariana has a podcast. Currently, she's not recording, but she has a podcast also on Spotify, and she has an episode that talks about the importance of letting go.
Yeah.
The podcast is in Spanish, but I thought it would be nice to if you could give us a brief explanation of course, like 2 minutes, 1 minute, because of course you have literally a whole episode about that on Spotify, but about the importance of letting go. Like, why the importance of letting go?
Well, first of all, in these kind of situations, you have to do a really impressive work on forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. For me, that would be the first step of letting go. Forgive yourself. I mean, maybe you caused yourself a lot of pain, but you didn't know the things that you do know that, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to forgive yourself for that. You have to let go the situation, the past, that person, and changing the pain and the maybe hate that you have for that part of your life into something of gratefulness. You have to be grateful, but because at the end we come to this world to learn things, to learn lessons. I am a really spiritual girl, so for me, something that helped me to let go experiences that I had was to be grateful and to understand that should happen for me to learn something. So just to get the good and to let go the bad is always where you can progress and where you can now look for your future, for your wellness, and for you instead of being focused on the past.
Yeah. Completely agree. Is sometimes we stay in the past.
Yeah.
And we just can't move forward, and we can't move forward because we are stuck to the past, and we say it's gonna happen the same thing, and it's gonna happen the same thing, and always it happens the same thing. Why? Because you're not looking for other options. You're not looking for a better thing because you're used to that, and because you believe because it happened to you before, it's gonna happen again and again and again. So we never give ourselves the opportunity of growing more.
Yeah, and better things always come. So
yeah.
And
have
also,
to be open.
If you don't forgive, as you said, yourself and the person, of course it's gonna always take you to the past, and you're gonna stay in the past and be in the past. And as you said, you won't allow yourself for something else to happen.
Yeah,
something better.
I once heard that love and hate have the same.
Are equal?
Yeah, love and hate are equal because they attach you to a person. I mean, if you love someone, you're attached to that person.
If you hate someone, you're attached.
So in order to let go, you don't have to hate anything or anyone. You have just to be indifferent, to be grateful, indifferent, and that's it. Because if you hate, you're attached.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like you, I don't have to like you, but of course I want to hate you.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
know?
Okay, cool. You live your life and that's it.
Yeah.
and I focus on myself, to heal myself, to take care of myself, to grow, to learn, and to have other experiences. So that would be...
One of the what?
No, you say.
No, I was gonna say that this topic is one of the most common ones nowadays. I think in young couples, not only young couples, even like there are
Old married
old
Yeah,
people, old
couples,
marriage
sure.
couples that
like
they've been suffering for already
20
40
years,
and something
20,
years,
yeah.
but like they never look for a change.
Yeah, and we have to be really aware that another ways of loving are
Possible.
are possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a process of learning. We all need to learn all this. And if we step into a toxic relationship, it's just a matter of going out and literally learning from that experience, healing, as you said, and to continue.
It's
with
not a
what's next.
failure. It's
Yeah.
something that just happened to you, and you don't have to feel like you fail in love. No one knows how to love. No one
Yeah.
knows how to be a partner. It's something that you learn day by day. It's a personal experience that you share with another person. So don't feel like you're weak, broken, or a failure. You're
Yeah.
just learning. You come to this world to learn. That's it.
And that's it. Amazing. Seriously. Amazing.
Yes, an amazing episode.
Yeah, amazing. I think do you have something else to share?
I just want to say that always remember that love doesn't hurt. If it hurts, if it makes you cry to sleep, if it makes you feel ignored, if it makes you feel that you're not worth it, it's because it's not love.
Yeah.
Love, it's everything
But that.
but that.
Yeah, actually, I remember a sentence that you told me time ago that it was something similar like love is everything but what I used to feel when we were hand in hand. And I remember like you told me that because of these different situations you were living in your life. And I was marked. I was like stunned because I was like, it's completely true. Like literally you can be attached to someone and blinding yourself and believing that what you're feeling is love.
But it's
But in
actually
reality, it's the opposite. It could be even the opposite of that. And we never know until we go out of that situation. So,
Yeah.
very worth it situation that words by Mariana Reyes, by the way. Yeah, the quote is by Mariana Reyes. But we're incredibly happy.
me too.
Yeah, thank you for accepting the second invitation, the second episode that we record. We hope to have you here actually for episodes because we just love working with you.
Me too.
And well, a very interesting topic that I think we should be aware of. And of course that by the time we are gonna start learning, and for all of those you guys that you're listening to us from those different countries that we already know that you're listening, it's not a matter of it happens in Mexico, it happens in the US. It happens everywhere, and it can happen to whomever you feel like anyone. So be aware all the time about what type of relationship you're having, and doesn't matter if you've been with that person for already 10 years. If that person that person doesn't make you happy, it's already good time to go out.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Sam, you want to share?
Yes, as usual, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and we're gonna also leave Mariana's social media so you can find her as well.
Exactly. Also on the description of this episode, we're gonna leave the link to her couple of episodes that she has on Spotify. If you guys speak Spanish, go there. If you're learning Spanish, go there. She speaks very, very slow and she pronunciates everything very nice. So just go there.
You will be a hug by words.
Yes.
I hug with words.
Exactly. So thank you so much to everyone. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support you've been providing us. And we hope to have you back next weekend with a new topic.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.